Hey, what's up, good people? It's your boy Ty Will, and we're back at it again with another one-on-one with Ty Will. Today, I have sat down with my good homie. I just met him a couple of months ago. Got a good spirit though. His name is John Miller. He's one of the staff here at the Cigar Militia. That's where we're at today. We're recording right here. As you can see, the humidor is behind me. So we got some exquisite stuff in there that we call boutique cigars that you will not find anywhere else. Speaking of, Militia Cigars. This is the only shop that sells Militia cigars. I'll talk a little bit more about that in this podcast. But grab your favorite smoke. I'm not sure what time of day, what type of day you've had, but sit back, just kind of chill, kick it with this conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're smoking, and we're going to talk a little bit about some mental health as well. Y'all know that's what I'm advocating for, men's mental health, right? Not just a certain time of year, but all year round. Again, sit back, grab your smoke, grab your favorite drink, and tune into this conversation. And leave a comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You know how it is. All right, y'all, tune in. Greetings, good people. It's your boy again, Ty Will, back with another episode of One-on-One with Ty Will. Listen, but this time, I'm doing it completely different. Doing it how I initially imagined this should go. I always want to smoke a cigar while I'm recording and having conversations with other brothers. So right now we're sitting at the Cigar Militia. I'm here with my guy, John. He's one of our staff here. Wonderful guy. Just met a couple of months ago, maybe. But John, introduce yourself, man, to the people.
That's pretty much it, man. Just John Miller.
John Miller.
That's all there is to it right here.
That's it, man. Where you from?
Wilmington.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah.
What brings you to SC, man?
Family.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Family and circumstance.
Understand. Yeah, we ain't got to go into it.
Yeah, right.
We're just going to smoke a cigar
Sounds
over it,
good,
man.
man.
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
good.
So what we're doing, we're going to go into conversation. But before we get started, let me let you all know. So again, we're at the Cigar Militia, located at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard, Suite 200 in Columbia, South Carolina. But this coffee that I just fixed purposely was prepared to shout out my homeboy, who's also a member here at Cigar Militia, Mr. Jonathan. He has this brand called Holy, Holy, W-H-O-L-L-Y,
Okay.
coffee. If that's the wrong name, I know the holy part is right. So I'm sipping on this, the dark roast, this morning, and we're doing a blind taste on cigars this morning. I don't know what this is. John doesn't know what he's going to be smoking. I know what he's smoking.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what I'm smoking, but you're going to get a real raw review. So let's do it, man. Let's just cut and light, bro.
Let's do it, man.
For all the cigar smokers out there, this is just something that we want you to see that's done, because a lot of times we already know what we want to smoke, or sometimes we get ideas as we're walking in the humidor, but this is going to help us, myself and John, communicate a little bit more. Doing a nice little toast on it. You got a straight cut over there, John?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Should have filled my lighter up. Well, I guess it is filled up. This one ain't really clicking. All right. It's early in the morning. So you might be
I'm all right, man.
watching this in the afternoon, in the evening, or at night. So your drink of preference while you're watching this may not be coffee. It may be some bourbon or some whiskey or a strong soda or mocktail, depending on who you are. But I got coffee. First pull. I don't know.
Coming undone a little bit, but that's all right.
I do like it though.
This is pretty mellow.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of thick for me.
Yeah, I got you a 6x60. It's not a Makaji. Shots out. It's not a Makaji, but the same size. And probably the same.
Close to the same length.
Yeah, close to it. It's a medium. Medium to full, actually. Tell me what this is, man.
You already want to know?
Yeah, I already want to know.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You just gonna suck the suspense out of it?
Yeah, man. It's good though. It's a great smoke, actually.
So that is Cornetta Habano by Crown Heads.
Ah, Crown Head. Shots out to you.
Yeah.
Real smooth, man.
Yeah, that's actually my current favorite stick on the planet.
On the planet.
On the planet.
My
dude.
Lord.
Hands down. Like, I've come across like a bunch of cigars this year that I've just absolutely fallen in love with. Some of the stuff we got, but that cigar, I'll never forget the first time I smoked that cigar. That was the second like boutique cigar that I'd ever really kind of smoked. The first one was Neutron by Domain.
Yeah.
When I smoked the Neutron, it just blew my mind. I was like, what have I been smoking this whole time?
There you go. Palate change. Huh?
Yeah, and I was like, well, maybe that was a fluke, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe maybe they're not all this good. I lit that cigar up, and
Game changer.
that was it.
I got you, man.
That was it. Fell in love with Crown Heads, fell in love with that cigar, fell in love with cigars in general. Just blew the door wide open for me.
Nice, nice. Now, we don't sell these in here?
We did.
We do.
We did.
We did.
But we sold out.
Sold out. So that means we can get them again, Twan.
Yeah.
You know, let's get these back on the shelf, bruh. These pretty smooth, man.
There's some out there, but they actually discontinued that line. So I don't know if he'd be able to order them or not, but it's possible, but once they're gone, they're gone.
I got you.
Yeah.
I can respect that, man.
So
Even looking at the smoke, how it goes from light blue to slight purple. How long has this cigar been aging, you know?
well, I'm not really sure because
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's from a box that I bought or if that's from a box that a buddy gifted to me.
Got you.
So it could have come from one of a couple places.
Okay.
But either way, that cigar should have been a release from earlier this year, I believe.
So 2025.
Yeah, so at most, at most 10 months, at the very most. But I don't think it was released as early as January, so
Okay.
probably in the realm of like 8 months-ish,
Okay.
if I had to guess.
Got you, man. John, how long have you been smoking cigars, man? I know we've talked briefly about it, maybe last week sometime, but let the folks know how long you've been smoking cigars and what got you into it as well.
Yeah, so I was a pipe smoker for like 17 years. Picked a pipe up when I was 18, and I didn't put it down until I got into a Cigar of the Month club by these guys.
Creekside.
Yeah. So shout out to those fellas.
Shout out to Creekside.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of sort of dabbled in the cigars. I mean, as a pipe smoker, you kind of get curious, like what's out there. So I smoked a bunch of the heritage stuff, San Cristobal, Perdomo, Padron,
Right.
Oliva, just the stuff that you can find
Almost anywhere.
almost anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, like I was telling you earlier, I got that first box back in March because that's when they started their subscription.
Cool.
March of this year.
Okay.
And then I put my pipe down for the first time in almost 20 years, and
Wow.
basically haven't picked it up. I've smoked it maybe 3 or 4 times, but I mean, yeah, got me into cigars, and dude, I just haven't looked back. And then I've probably smoked like hundreds of cigars since March.
There you go.
Yeah.
Of course. You're a cigar smoker, of course.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's like I don't typically consider myself a cigar smoker, but it's like I'm starting to.
Okay.
You know, so dabbling into it for a while, but never really focused on it until earlier this year.
So what's helped you focus on it since you've been smoking cigars?
That's a great question. For me personally, so like we have talked about this a little bit, but it seems like there are different motives for smoking cigars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's guys that smoke cigars, and then there are cigar smokers. And
You got to break it down for the people. You said there are guys that smoke cigars, and then there are cigar smokers.
yeah.
Tell them what the difference is.
To me, I think the difference is, and the difference to me, I think, is like, there's a difference between having something in your hand that's burning
Yeah.
and you looking for an experience.
Good.
You know, so like, and I'm not saying that one is better than the other. It's just that I never realized that there could be different reasons. So like, when I got into cigars, I was like, wow, this is incredible flavor. I'm having an awesome experience with this cigar.
Yeah.
You know, that became my motive for smoking. Like, what can I get out of this pile of rolled up dead leaves, you know? And all of a sudden that became my driving force to get into cigars, to get into smoking.
Yeah.
And it was less about me having a cigar and liking the idea of me smoking a cigar, and more about what does this taste like, where is it from, who are the hands that rolled it, that kind of thing.
Types of leaves.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. And we've had those conversations. Like you said, I agree with you. We've got cigar smokers and then people that smoke cigars. So I started off just smoking cigars.
Me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of celebratory activities. So I still do, you know, make sure that that's a part of my experience. But each time that I've been smoking now, maybe for the past 8 years, it's all about the experience as far as knowing that it was aged for a certain amount of time, knowing that it was from a certain place. And Nicaragua is my favorite place. That's who distributes my cigars, Makaji. So understanding San Andreas wrappers are the most, you know, chef kiss to me, right? But that wrapper, not only on my cigar, but on any cigar that has that San Andreas wrapper, I'm pretty much smoking it because of the wrapper.
Yeah.
Right? And it gives me a whole nother experience. I don't care how much it is. I don't care where it's at. If a vape shop sells a cigar that has a San Andreas wrapper, your boy gonna grab a couple of them, right?
Yeah.
So that became a part of my experience. So now when I'm talking, I'm saying, okay, well, you know, this definitely is a great cigar simply because of the San Andreas wrapper. But then it turned into conversations. I mean, obviously I started a business out of it with Makaji, and then I have the cigar group, Metro Cigar Group, to share an experience, but also to get a little more social with real cigar smokers, people that do this for a living, people that travel to make experience happen for cigar smokers, and people that want to learn more about cigars because it's become a popular thing. Right. I know here in Columbia, South Carolina, when I started 13 years ago, it wasn't as popular.
Right.
Maybe because I wasn't following the crowd or whatever. But over the past few years, I've seen a lot more people start to get into cigars.
Yeah.
Rather that be playing golf, rather that just be having conversations, rather that just be having, you know, some safe space time. And then we've incorporated some stuff like cigars and scriptures. You've been to the recent one, and bringing those guys of different backgrounds, different ethnicities together to say, okay, well, hey, we all have one thing in common.
Yeah.
Now let's find something else that we have in common. And that just happens to be, for that segment, scriptures, right? But also continuing to do it because we can do cigar and bourbon pairing. So now it's a matter of grabbing guys and say, okay, who loves cigars? Cool. Whether you're a cigar smoker or you just, you know, want to experience whatever. We can say, okay, cool, you like that. What else do you like that we can make both of the two combine? So that's some of the next steps, right? But in my experience, and I'm gonna get this question out to you, cigars have really helped me, for lack of better terms, to just chill out. Right? After a long day, we talked about that.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
man, I've been doing this, and this, and after all that, I just want to chill. I don't really want to do too much talking unless it's about the cigar.
Right.
Going back to that, I don't want to just sit here and crack jokes all day or just, talk about, I don't want to do that. I want to talk about what it feels like to enjoy this cigar in peace with a nice soda or a nice sour sop or whatever.
Pairing of some sort.
Yes.
Right.
Right. And then celebrate my day in peace.
Well, I think that's what you're gonna. So. You touched on like seeing a resurgence in cigars, and I agree with you. I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see cigars come back into fashion for a period of time because it's so countercultural.
Yeah.
You know, we spend our day filling our lives with just busyness.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's whatever busyness we can find under under the illusion of being productive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're so worried and focused on trying to be productive that we really don't save any time for quiet time. And when you light a cigar, it forces you to do that.
Yes,
you
sir.
can't, I mean, there are certain cigars that you could light up and mow the lawn, but you can't do that with everyone.
Correct.
You know, it diminishes the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, especially in this day and age, I think we're going to see a lot of people fall in love with cigars for that reason, because it to a certain degree, it forces you to just sit down and be alone with your thoughts to some extent, whether that's by yourself or with someone else.
Yes.
And you can sit down and just kind of reflect.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, and also kind of connect in a way that's also countercultural. So like, you know, social media is a great place to some extent, but to a lot of extents, it also gives us this false sense of connection.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, and I think sometimes I kind of wonder, like, do we remember what it's like to actually connect with one another in this way?
That's good. Yeah.
You know,
face-to-face, direct contact.
right? And so it gives us, it's almost like, to some extent, some type of reminder of what it's like to actually connect. Like when you sit down and you light up a cigar, and you just let conversation happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as organically as possible.
Right.
And it's just a different type of connection that I think we're used to.
Indeed.
So,
And doing it this way, like you said, face to face, in person, I believe it's a more meaningful connection as well, because you can connect with folks online that you've never seen in your entire life.
absolutely.
And eventually you can say, yeah, we can meet up in January of 2027, But before then, that meaningful connection could probably offer you so much more that could change your whole perspective on meeting that random person in a year and a half. Right?
Yeah.
So
It's so funny you say that, because I'm part of the Creekside Discord.
Yeah.
And I've met some guys in that Discord, man, like parts of North Carolina, out in California, out in Colorado. And man, we spend like the majority of the week together, just smoking cigars and talking about cigars and
Right.
like sending each other cigars. And it's one of the coolest things. Like, it's the connectivity, even through that, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel diminished
Good.
in its typical social media kind of way. It's
Good.
like, I wouldn't claim to know these guys,
Right.
but I've certainly had a blast with them the past couple months that we've just been hanging out and talking and smoking, and it's just been incredible.
that's good, man. And alluding to that, or from that, as I've spoken to you before, I'm a mental health advocate. I believe in doing things that help you mentally. Cigars is one of those things for me. Would you agree that it's one of those things for you as well?
Absolutely.
Connecting with people I believe only can happen once you have opened yourself up to connect with yourself. So sit alone with yourself, start to understand yourself, start to challenge yourself, love yourself, and question yourself. Do all the things that self. I just did a post, a thread that said the most important conversation you're going to have is going to be with yourself. Right?
Dude, that's so awesome.
I believe that.
Yeah.
So that's a part of my mental, though, because I'm always thinking, I'm always talking to myself out loud or in my head. What would you say helps you, I want to say, even it may not be stable, helps you stay stable mentally, or helps you remember that your mental is important?
Well, for me, it was kind of a crash course. I was chasing the dollar. You know, I was a college dropout, didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, you know, and so I just started working.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to work your brain, you got to work your back.
Yes, sir.
You know, so that's what I did.
Gotcha.
Just went wherever the work went, I followed, just trying to make more money, until eventually I started in manufacturing, actually here in town, and making the most money I've ever made, which I got humble beginnings, so I might not say a whole lot, but, but it was the most money I'd ever made. I was proud to say what I did.
Yes, sir.
I loved the work to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But, you know, before we started up, we kind of talked about burnout a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And I got this crash course in work-life balance. And now that's become a very trendy thing to say. But 5-6 years ago, when I was going through it, I remember being on the second floor in one of the buildings, and I was covered in this mud from the process because I was cleaning out one of the lines. And I leaned up against one of the vertical pipes, and I just remember thinking, if I drop dead right here, right now, this would be my life. And something else that was going through my mind at the time is the verse, "What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul?"
Yes, sir.
So I saw myself on like this downward trajectory spiritually and mentally. I was hating everyone and everything, and, you know, going up and sitting up at the sushi bar 2 times a week, like, you know, but just ultimately kind of miserable.
Wow.
And so my focus shifted from money, and it became something else, you know, like all of a sudden money wasn't my priority anymore.
Good.
And I was thinking, okay, well, what is my priority? And to a lot of extents, I'm still trying to figure that out. I just know that for the first time in my life, I've fallen in love with cigars, and the only direction I have is that I want to be in the cigar industry somehow, some way. Next thing I know, I'm moving here because of family emergency, and everything ended up being okay, and now I'm here, and I looked for a job, and here we are at the Cigar Militia.
That's good, man.
And now I'm talking to you. So.
That's good, man. That's good. That's good, man. And since you've been working here at the cigar shop, man, you've been a great asset. I definitely will say that. And I remember the first week or two that you came, I knew that you were coming before you knew who I was. As you realize, I'm a part of the group chat.
Yeah, for sure.
I just kind of like to stay low key.
Yeah.
But when I came, I said, yeah, this brother has a good spirit. He's got a good energy, got a good vibe.
Appreciate
Didn't
that,
tell
man.
my normal buddies, like, okay, hey, man, it's the new guy. I didn't tell them that. But when they came in, I saw them all say the same thing. Like, man, you're good. Like, okay, man, yeah, I like this guy. I'm like, okay, cool. That means he's a great fit for this environment. So even when it came time to say, okay, well, what would I do with the cigar shop as far as like helping promote again, you were the first one to come to mind. Just from simply having conversations and how in depth you would talk about cigars, how depth you would kind of just break down certain things. I'm like, okay, then that's conversation.
That means a lot to me, man.
Yeah, man. Because we love our guys, but a lot of them don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
A lot of them just want to, be able to serve, and that's a great spirit to have. But when it comes down to marketing it, You got to market it with conversation. Got to let people know, like, the story behind your why. Like, this is why I'm here. I'm not here looking for $1. Feel me?
Yeah.
I'm not here looking for $1 myself. I'm here because it's a safe space. And I love what Alex has added to that. Shouts out to you, Alex. And Jay, you know, come on, man. We got to give love to y'all guys forever. So shouts out to them, not only allowing me to call it a safe space, but for them adding the tagline of it being a brave space as well. So you can be safe, vulnerable, but at the same time, this is that cave that builds you up. So when you step back out of these doors, you can face what you might not have thought you could have faced before you walked in. Right? It could be sad days that some folks come in here. We want them to leave inspired. And not necessarily throwing scriptures in their face, but just sometimes it may be the random laughter or the random person that you don't know that says, hey man, how you doing? I'm Ty, shaking your hand. Don't know you. I'm not going to sit by and bother you. I just want you to know that you're safe here without saying that exact thing. So with that being said, like, what's your next step since you've gotten the understanding through a hard lesson of work-life balance? What's your next step for you mentally?
It's one thing, and oddly enough, it's really not a step. So not this past Cigars in Scripture, but the one before. A guy posted a question, and I can't remember exactly what the question was, but my answer was basically, essentially in a nutshell, it was think less and step more.
Think less and step more?
Step.
Good.
Just, and in the past, I feel like I've always needed to know. I've needed to know, like, what am I doing? Where am I going? What's happening? What's the result?
All right.
And in some way, I think a lot of us maybe can kind of sort of relate to that mindset. But what's interesting to me is that it's built on the implication that you can comprehend all those answers. When in reality, you might not be able to. The answer to all those questions might go beyond your comprehension.
Right.
You don't necessarily understand where things are going. You don't necessarily understand what the result is going to be. And if you were shown the result, you might not be able to make heads or tails of it.
Good.
And so it's at this point in my life, man, I'm like, I don't necessarily need to know. Just let me have peace in not knowing. You know, so it's about knowing less and trying to just put one foot in front of the other more and more.
That's good, man. Peace that surpasses all understanding.
That's it.
That's good.
That's it.
That's good.
So it's just trying to kind of sit in that. And move in that.
Got you.
So
got you. We're gonna wrap it up, but before we do, I want to know if you have any advice for men in your life, men that you've met since you've been here, or men that you will eventually meet. What advice would you give them, man to man?
The first thing that comes to mind is seek out genuine conversation.
Good.
I think a lot of us get so wrapped up in, you know, it's one thing if you ask somebody about themselves and they tell you a story, you know, like you and I have done so far.
Right.
But to just walk up to somebody kind of sort of out of the blue and dump on them your life experience and everything you know, I think one thing that helps connection is genuine conversation, and I think genuine conversation is achieved through differentiating between monologue and dialogue.
Good stuff, John.
So it doesn't mean that you can't be talkative.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you can't have an exciting conversation. It just means, just remember that it's give and take. And you don't necessarily have to talk all the time. You don't necessarily have to listen all the time. But try to try to remember that it's a give and take, you know. And I think that will help connection. And I think that will help cultivate better relationships with people. Just a theory.
That's good, man. John, I appreciate you, man.
Well, before we go, I got to know what I'm smoking.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that, man. So, of course, it's a 6x60 cigar, big ring gauge. That's a Mark Twain memoir.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's been aging. I've had that in a container with about 15 other cigars for the past maybe 2 years. Yeah, on coffee beans, of course.
Well, dude, it's super smooth.
Yeah, I like them smooth, man.
Yeah, that's super smooth.
Yeah, Mark Twain memoir.
All right.
I don't think we have any in there.
Yeah.
I want to say I bought this cigar from a shop down in Conyers, Georgia, about, like I said, 2 years ago. So didn't smoke it right away. I bought about 3 or 4 of them because I like the ring gauge size, and came home and just put it in this container. So, yeah. I actually bought it out of my home container. It's not a humidor. I do have humidors, but I also store my cigars in like food containers as well.
Sistemas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought it out of that and then put a handful of them in my locker, my membership locker here at Militia. So this morning I just went out there and grabbed it. And so it's been aging, man, for a little minute. So I'm glad you like it, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
Good smoke.
I tell you what, it's a great morning smoke.
Yeah.
You know, it's super mellow. It's also kind of simple enough to where it pairs really well. Mm-hmm. Like, I could see it going with bourbon in the evening. Sir. It's going pretty good with my coffee now. Yeah. You know, it's very, this is the kind of cigar I would call versatile.
Personal?
Versatile.
Versatile.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It is.
You can kind of do a lot with it.
That's good. I'm glad you said that because the palates change. You can smoke that cigar now at this time of day, and then later on, after you've gotten food in your palate and might have had certain drinks, it'll taste a little different later on. So just some nuggets for the cigar smokers that are probably just getting started or have been smoking for a while. It's all about your palate. If you're just smoking cigars, you may not go for the strongest cigar because that may turn you off. Obviously, we're not inhaling the cigars. Well, most of us aren't. I do a lot of retro blowing through my nose just so I can get the full essence of the cigar. That's how I can tell if a cigar is really good. But for the novice that haven't smoked cigars on a regular basis, when you smoke your cigar, you want to try to get something that's a favorite to you to match that cigar. That way it can give you a balance on how you intake that. My taste may be different from yours, I'm sure it is. So I may say, well, try this to see if you like it. But then you say, nah, I didn't like it. Then okay, on the next time, try something that you like with it, and then you may love it. All right, so we'll get into some of that stuff, and we'll do some more podcasts here at the Cigar Militia. Again, that address is 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard, Suite 200, right here in Columbia, South Carolina. If you're ever in the city and you're looking for boutique cigars with a variety of selections, you definitely want to check out this cigar shop. Again, this is the only shop that sells Makaji cigars. That's my personal brand. The only shop that sells Makaji cigars, along with other boutique cigars as well. So, shouts out to you, man. John, you got anything you want to say last minute?
Yeah, I got something I want to say, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
When is your little green band thing coming out?
Ooh, you just gave the people some nuggets. So I'm actually working.
Was I not supposed to say
Nah,
that?
it's cool.
Okay,
it's
all
cool.
right.
There's no secret with it. So I did the most recent cut and light, well, one of the most recent cut and lights here. And I introduced a new line that I'm working on. It's a full body cigar. That night it had the green band on it. So I'm going to stick to that color, the green band Makaji cigar. It'll be a lot bigger like my silver ones are. But that cigar will probably be released in the first quarter of next year. I'm not going to put a date on it, but it'll be the first quarter of next year, 2026. And what I'm going to do is probably do like a cigar release like I did almost 2.5 years ago for the initial cigar. Big party, bourbon, food, dancing, DJ, or live band, some stuff like that. So hopefully you all get to experience that along with me and John. He's already tried it. He's one of maybe 7 people that have tried it. So yeah, looking forward to it, man.
You know that bigger ring gauge is going to change it.
So it's not going to be the bigger ring gauge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be that 5x60 maybe, but 5x50 for sure. If I go big, it'll be 5x60 instead of 6x60.
You let me know when you got 5x50s. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a 5x50. You know, right now they're trying to push me to get the 5x60. I'm like,
Push back. Man.
Yeah, I want to push back and
Push back.
change the size up a little bit. So smaller, but fuller as well. Again, that's one-on-one with Ty Will, y'all.